So I had a different video planned for today, but that plan fell through the ground. I got sent a beta key to try out a new Chinese game called War Rage, which reminded me a lot of, I believe it's called Tiger Knight Empire War. If you go through my first impressions and reviews, I did a video on that game. So it looked very similar, but it looked kind of better. Like maybe it was Tiger Knight injected with steroids, I don't know. But I wasn't able to try it out because I couldn't connect to the server, so with those plans falling through, we'll just do another news video. There's actually some interesting stuff today, but before we get into it, I noticed that sometimes there's comments saying, hey dude, why didn't you cover this or why didn't you cover that? You know, my dog just ran out of the house last night and you didn't cover it. If I actually covered everything that's happening in gaming news, like MMORPG related, the videos would be extremely long and I'd be covering a lot of stuff that just doesn't appeal to me. Now I would say that I'm mainly an MMORPG YouTuber, but that doesn't mean I'm going to cover everything that has to do with MMOs. I just cover what I like because at the end of the day, you know, the channel is just labeled Cryy. It's just a guy that does gaming videos and makes content on what he likes. But hey, I would recommend mmos.com. Once again, that's mmos.com if you really want to know what's going on in the MMORPG scene, and I'm talking like everything. Okay, now let's talk about what I want to talk about, and that starts off with a game called Deep Down. Does anybody remember this game? Well, I do. I think this game was mentioned before the PS4 came out, or around the time that it did release, and this was one of the main reasons that I wanted to purchase a PS4. It reminded me a lot of Dark Souls and maybe Monster Hunter just because it's big monsters. Everything around this time I had to compare to Monster Hunter because my love for the franchise was too strong. So anything Monster Hunter related, I jumped on it. It's like, I gotta play that. I think this was announced before the next Dark Souls games were announced, so it had me even more hyped because I was like, well, we won't be seeing another Souls game, but we have Deep Down to look forward to. Anyways, the game never came out, and it's been 4 years since they announced this game. However, recently, the trademark for this game expired, and so they went and renewed that trademark, but doesn't mean we should get excited because this could just be them renewing it, as that's a very common practice for companies to do, but it could also mean that Deep Down could still be in the making. And look at these graphics, this was 4 years ago. It still holds up, and I would really like to see this game get released for the PS4. The other cool thing was that it was going to be free to play. Capcom, please. And now Conan Exiles. If you're living in Asia, Russia, or South America, no more titty shaking and dick swinging around, okay? Funcom has decided to put an IP block on these regions. Rip the dream. Closers Online is an MMORPG that's similar to Soul Worker, which is a game that I covered on this channel, First Impressions Review. I thought the game was amazing. Well, there was a private server for this game called Closers Online, and recently it got shut down by Nexon. Now, the statement that was made after closing down this private server was, people would mistake it for the official server, and that wouldn't make a good impression for the future. So it has not been confirmed that Closers is coming to the West, but the fact that they said this could mean that we could be seeing Closers. I feel that Closers coming to the West is more likely than Deep Down being released for the PS4. A lot of this video is like speculation and, you know, rumors, so I'm sorry if I'm getting you guys too excited, but I do find this all interesting. But if I had to choose between Closers and Soul Worker, I definitely would go with Soul Worker. And this is also something that I found pretty cool. Black Desert is getting weapons that are kind of lifelike. So if you're watching this footage, you can see that the weapons can actually physically change their appearance. I mean, it seems like they're breathing, like some of these weapons are actually alive. According to the Korean official site, these weapons can only be obtained from a limited time PvP event. So will these weapons appear on the cash shop in Korea? Maybe, maybe not. I feel that if they want money after this PvP event, it would be a smart business move to then put them on the cash shop. But keeping them as a PvP exclusive limited time event would also be amazing. But we know that most games usually like to milk this shit, so there's no confirmation if this is going to come to NA, but because it's in Korea, I would assume it would come to the West as well. Also, I don't think this is something I spoke on in a recent video, but I saved this article for a news video and never got to talk about it. The devs behind Black Desert say they want to make a remastered version, so they actually want to upgrade the graphics of Black Desert, as if the graphics weren't high enough to the point where everybody needs a really good PC to run it smoothly. But we all can say that the graphics in Black Desert are superior to most other games. And they're saying, you know, after all, Black Desert is a 2013 game. I have no problem with this. If Black Desert can fix the pop-in, if their graphics can get even better, holy fuck. So if you guys have any ideas of any games you would like me to do a first impressions or a review on, please let me know in the comments section. Even if it's an old game like Cabal, I've been thinking about visiting that game or visiting a few older games just to see if they're worth playing still or how they're doing. I'd also like to know what you guys thought about this news. So let me know in the comments and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you soon, friends.